What's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good, how about you? I can't see your face, though.
I know. I can't even see. I gotta take those off. No, I try to hide my face most of the time though,
No, I understand, man. I get it.
or else I like blur it out or make it really dark. How are you doing?
Right. Good, how about you?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So I've been trying to like download video call apps and stuff for like the last 45 minutes or something. I don't even know what Skype is, but it seemed like it was gonna work, and then uh, I don't know.
Yeah, I've never downloaded it. I mean, honestly, I don't do video call that much.
There was a bunch of
Uh,
Janela Hawkins, so I started trying to call them. And
really?
yeah, it said they
Is
weren't.
it any of them?
Nope, none of them. I didn't know how to link it to like my Facebook or nothing, so
Right.
I just gave up. I said, screw it, we can do it.
Uh,
We can do it this way. I've had these recording for like 15 minutes already. Because sometimes I forget, so I just hit record and I'm like, I crop it
uh,
or trim it or whatever later.
for sure.
But
Yeah, you'd be more professional about that than me, because
I'm just getting to
I,
know some
I,
of this
I
stuff.
just don't have smarts in electronics at all.
I don't know a whole lot. Like I got a laptop that's I think it's like a Chromebook or something. And I don't know how to put apps on it. Like it's totally different than what I'm used to.
Exactly, they're all different.
I got like a big ass stand for the cell phone. It's almost like like something that would hold a camera or whatever. But I'm not even using that today. It'll probably hold the tablets too, but I wasn't even thinking about it. So,
Alright.
so I still never wrote anything down, but screw it. Um, what am I gonna ask you? Is your last name Hawkins?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, see, I was married, so it was Harrison, but then
That's
I
what I
changed
thought I
back to
seen.
Hawkins, but I didn't legally, if that's what you're asking. But
Okay, that's what
yeah,
I thought I
on
seen that on
Facebook,
something.
no, on Facebook it is Hawkins.
Okay. I always
Yeah.
type in Hawkins, and then but one thing I remember seeing Harrison, and I was like, "Is that her?" I was trying to
Yeah, that
remember,
was Harrison too.
but
It's Harrison or Hawkins, one of the two.
yeah, I made the mistake of like telling Andrew and Clarence that I was quitting or whatever, and now they're all
That'd be,
like bugging me and I'm praying for you every day and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's cool, but
I
like,
know, but that's the thing. Usually when you do that, people are just like,
yeah, I wish I would.
asked to make sure you're doing it or
And then,
something. And
and
I
then
mean,
I'm,
it's on me. It's not even on you. Like,
yeah,
you want to talk about it and then you end up regretting it. Like,
yeah, and then I
it
messed,
doesn't go as well as you thought it would.
yeah, and then I totally messed up, which I figured I probably would. And so me and my roommate made a plan. Like we actually wrote it out, made a chart and all this stuff. Like she's helping me this time. She's keeping them. But
Mm.
it's to where I do like I got a copy of it in here somewhere. But I do like 3 a day for a week. Go down to 2, then go down to 1.5, then
Oh, yeah.
1, and then like the last 10 days is just doing like 1. And from what I heard, if I'm only doing like 1 a day, I'm not gonna get super sick. But
Yeah.
I'm not positive, but I mean, that's what I've been hearing.
Hey, just whatever you got to do. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's sobriety is not the same. You know what I mean? I feel.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, as long as you got a plan and somebody to support you, then I think you're good.
yeah, I
But it's
think
all in your mind too. It's how much you want it. But like you said, if you're tired of waking up and thinking about that instead of like actually what your day is gonna be like, yeah, that sucks.
oh my god, that's like what my day revolves around. Like it's the first thing I do and you
Hmm.
know. And I don't just do one thing either, but that's the worst thing, like the fentanyl.
Right.
Because I mean, almost all my friends are dead from it. Um,
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
I've
I mean, it happens all the time. You see it on the internet. Like,
I've died. I
kids,
think I
like
died like
12-year-old.
yeah, I died. I think 12 times, 12 to 15 times. I can't even count them all.
Wow.
And I got like people wrote down on my dry erase board. I'm like, because I want to ask them about it, like how many times I was hanging out with them when I was like they had to Narcan me, and I turned gray and stopped breathing and all that stuff. To see if I actually like, was dead or whatever. Because
Right.
sometimes it's almost just like you're so close to being dead. I don't know if you technically are. Sometimes I don't know. It's it's a fine line, I guess. It's weird. Like I've had to revive people a couple times. That was some of the scariest shit I ever did.
Oh, see, that would be. I never experienced it like that.
It's horrible,
Honestly, the only thing I've really experienced is being around Jason was that mainly, honestly,
and he just
he
did.
started doing it.
He just did meth, didn't he?
Well, yeah, that's when it all started, when he was like 16, 17, I think is when he first did it, and you could just totally tell a difference in his personality, the way he was acting. And
Yeah.
I seen that, and I was like, oh shit, like.
The first time I seen
I
it
don't
on
wanna do
him,
that.
the first time I seen him on it was when he came to our place. He was already coming down, but he stopped in Republic, and I kind of figured, something, just because he called me a couple times on the way. I think from Illinois, but
Oh yeah.
and
Lord.
I could tell he wasn't high or nothing at first, but then after he left Republic, he's talking a mile a minute, and I'm like, I didn't even say nothing. I just, because I don't want to, be like that. But
Yeah.
I could tell, though. I could tell even on the phone. And then by the time he got there, I could really tell. Like, Clarence couldn't. Like, he didn't even know the first day. And I'm like,
Really?
he said something about him being, like, really hyper. But we were always taking Kratom, and he blamed it on that. And I was just kind of grinning, like, surprised that Clarence was that dumb. Like, because we've been taking Kratom for the whole teen challenge and all that stuff. It never does that much to me anyway. But I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if I ever took near as much as Jason did. But
Yeah, Jason's done a lot.
yeah.
It honestly destroyed his. I mean, us growing up, I feel like it destroyed his marriage anyway, because he took what we grew up with and put it in his marriage, like, verbally, and then he started putting his hands on her. That's when he was really into it, though. But she was telling me he was cooking it.
Really?
At the end, she said that he was cooking it, and that's what she said that broke their marriage. But then he says that it's what she did, which had an affair. So I don't know. I don't know what the truth is about it, but
that almost seems
that's
like
how bad it got, supposedly.
Have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of, kind of, because he's all cooking dope and everything, and then I guess she's upset about it, so she goes and has an affair. But
Well, kind of, yeah, I guess.
yeah, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, he was doing it in that shed that he had just put up in Republic, too. When they bought that house, because when he lost his leg, that money that he got for it, that $100,000 is what he did. He paid off that house.
Wow.
And I think that he put up that shed as well at that point in time.
I never seen the house. I think I seen pictures, but I was like, what were you thinking, man? You could have gone and burnt somebody else's house down and still had yours, just kind of joking.
He had that one in Illinois too. I mean,
see, I remember him telling me that, but he had so much more than I did, and it's like that's the part I don't, I kind of didn't get. Even the car, just having that car, I'd be like, I don't know. But I guess I don't know what was going through his head.
Like, there was a point in time they got married, and I think Bailey was like, no, Bailey and Courtney were both born. So they moved down there, I think in 08. 08, I think, is when they moved down there. So Jason got a settlement. He was working for some sort of limousine place or something like that. But anyway, he got a settlement of like $30,000. And so with the $30,000 he took his family up there. And he told Dad that he was going to get a place and put it on his land. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again. But anyway, he got it and put it on top of the hill. Well, they got into it like 3 years later. Not even 3 years, I don't think.
Moose.
Jason ended up moving back down here.
Sorry.
With him and his family, and then Dad just thinks that he can move in there since it's on his land, and yeah, it just caused a problem.
That's what he kind of told me about that, and I didn't totally understand. Like, I was trying to understand, though. I remember asking him questions and stuff. Like, I don't know, because I mean, I didn't know him a super long time, but I mean, I believed pretty much everything he was saying. Like, there was no reason to think he was lying about anything, and I was just like, you got a house in Illinois too? I'm like, I don't know, it's just.
But he didn't feel welcome there. I mean, it's not like our dad would have like just let him move back in, which is blows my mind because it's his. So why wouldn't you let him? I don't know. We have hard feelings. Like I said, I don't even talk to these people. My mom, my dad, like, I barely talk to my brothers right now. Like, I don't know. It's just, and ever since Jason committed suicide, like, we all just went our own ways.
I believe it. Like, he's the closest one to me.
Before somebody commits suicide, it's 20 times worse. Maybe 100 times worse.
You'd probably kill for them problems back.
Oh my gosh, like, everything. After he did that, it made me not think that I knew anything about life.
I know, I was like so mad. I'm like I was blaming myself at the time, but
I think we all did.
I was like, why didn't I just answer the fucking phone one of them times, you know? And I don't know, I thought that would have changed it. I don't know, but maybe not. I don't know.
I think we all had his name keep popping up in our brains, you know, to reach out, or because I talked to a lot of people. I thought about your brother a lot that last week, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you weren't the only one. I did too, but I did talk to him that night. So
the night it happened. The night it happened.
Yeah, because I had worked that day.
Is that when he did that video? Or
oh no, that was right before his wreck when he tried to commit suicide the first time. Like, I didn't know exactly what
so that's the night. That's the night he called me.
Well, see, that was like a year.
When he wrecked his truck.
Like, yeah, 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at the video, but
that was why he came in.
Like years before he committed suicide.
Okay, that was why.
It was 2019.
The night he totaled his truck, that's the night he told me he was going to do it, and he kind of told me what happened and why. And I was like, come on, man, don't do that shit, you know. I thought
Is that what he told you? Because he was trying to kill himself?
Yeah, he told me he was going to kill himself.
Yeah.
And I never really, I mean, I've had a couple friends threaten it, but they never were serious, you know. I didn't think he was actually going to try. And I thought if he was, I hopefully had him talked out of it, but he was like so hysterical that it was like there was nothing I could say kind of thing. It was weird.
Right.
But I still thought, you know, he wasn't going to do it. I was like, I've never seen anybody actually go through with, you know, saying they're going to do that.
Well, see, I have, before this, like when I lived in, because I moved to Illinois, then to Texas, and then, like, I don't know, I had seen a video on Facebook or something of one of my hometown friends, like, growing up from my hometown. He had said something, or there was a video of, like, somebody taking their life as they're driving somewhere, and he was on his way to Texas at that time. I'm like, that's freaking weird.
What?
Like, I just got a weird feeling about it, so I reached out to him, and he didn't reach back out until the next day, and he's like, well, that's weird that you would reach out, and I was like, dude, I just got a weird feeling, I don't know. And he's like, no, I'm good, but ended up, like, he ended up committing suicide, like, 2 months later after that.
It wasn't the TikTok thing, was it? Like
no, this was in 2016, I think. January of 2016.
Okay, I never seen the TikTok thing, but I heard about it, and I was like, what? Yeah. Part of me almost wanted to look for it. I'm like, no, I don't want to look for that. I don't even know if it's still on there or whatever, but I think there is some videos on there, or on some kind of websites, some stuff like that, because I've heard people talk about other stuff. It's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. I don't know. I always try to take people like that seriously. Like, if they're saying it, they're thinking it.
Yeah, from then on, I obviously will. Now, I do got that one friend, I don't know if I even consider him that sometimes, but he's the one that's always talking like that, and then he'll stop answering his phone, and he'll stop texting and everything to try to get me to think he does it. He never does. He's like he wants people to like feel sorry for him a lot, and I mean, I know it's messed up that one of these days he could do it, but he's done this so many times that I just really doubt it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of tried a couple times, but it was with shooting fentanyl. Like, I'm like, well, this one should do it, because when I was, all depressed and stuff. And there was nobody around was the weird part. Like, all the times that people had to revive me and all that stuff. Then when I'm by myself and I do like 4 times the amount that would almost do it, one time, something happens and I don't end up dying. I remember being kind of pissed off one of the times. I'm like, I'm waking up on the floor, like, laying on my neck, all crooked, needle sticking out of my arm, and just...
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't succeed.
I know, and I just didn't understand it. I mean, part of me thinks that was God.
Of course.
And that's happened like 3 different times, and I wasn't like totally going for it, but I was like, I didn't care, kind of thing.
Right.
And I was like, this is probably my chance that I'm actually going to be able to do it, because nobody's here to save me at this house when I first moved in or whatever. Because they would all leave for like hours at a time. But
right. What makes you think that, or get to that point though?
Well, that was when I was like really depressed and stuff, and that's the only way I could do it. Like, I've tried talking myself into, doing stuff like Jason did, or even, I don't even know if I could. I don't think I could hang myself or nothing. I don't know.
Right.
I just can't go through with. Like, I couldn't talk myself into doing it or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. I'm just asking, like, what makes you get to that point? Like,
well,
because there's usually things that happen, or
being super depressed like that. Like, it was when I first moved out here. It kind of fucked me up because I'm an hour and a half away from everywhere out here, and at first I didn't like it at all. Like, it was, but I kind of didn't have a choice, type of thing. Like, I was in a hotel for a couple weeks. I knew I had court and all these counties coming up. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So my mom and me weren't getting along really, but she made the arrangements with her, my friend, my roommate or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, we got enough room. I didn't know the house was this big till I came out here. And she was like the only one who said I could stay with her pretty much. But it was so far out here, it's like, I don't like making friends and all that type of stuff, so I still haven't made friends since I've been out here, really. I pretty much stay here. Like, I'll go around the neighborhood a little bit and wave to people, but that's about as far as I go. Like,
well, you're as bad as I am then, because...
Yeah, like anxiety and shit, I'm not...
You do? You get anxiety?
Yeah. It's hard for me to, like... I mean, maybe if I'm on, which I am on Xanax right now.
Right.
But that's how I was supposed to quit or whatever. And that's how I'm going to do it again. She's going to get me another script. But, because somebody told me that that's like the only way to bear with like the not feeling good and not being on whatever, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to try. But then when I actually did try to quit this last time, I didn't wean down to what I was supposed to. And even, I ate like 10 Xanaxes that first day, and I still felt horrible. Like, It sucked. Like, it was so bad. I'm like, the Xanaxes were just kind of knocking me out, but at the same time, it's like I didn't want to fall asleep because I didn't have what I'm used to helping to fall asleep kind of thing. I don't know. It's really weird. And I quit meth at the same exact time, which that was kind of hard too. I mean, meth's always been easy for me to quit because all you do is sleep. Like, it's like you're tired for a week or two. There's like no real physical dependence besides if you got a job or something. It's hard to do your job being super, super tired. So, but quitting the meth and the fentanyl at the same time, that was kind of rough.
I can imagine. I mean,
so this time we made a better strategy.
Right.
And I actually had to get her to like go along with me, and we wrote out this whole chart and all this stuff. And I feel like it's gonna work. Good. I hope it's gonna.
Yeah, it's good that you took the time to write something out like that. You know.
Yeah, like she wrote one. She wrote one. I wrote one. Like 7 days this many, 7 days this many, and then after 3 weeks it should be like 3 weeks and a couple of days, I think, something like that. It's like when I should run out, but I should be, the last 10 days I'll be down to so low that hopefully it doesn't make me all sick and stuff. Like,
yeah.
But even just doing 2 a day, because that's what I was down to. I screwed up by thinking I had 10 put back that I didn't have. So I just stopped from doing 2 a day. So even doing two a day, like, and I only do like a half one at a time. So maybe 4 times a day I do it when I was doing 2 a day. But just that was still, I had to stop eating. Like, I knew I was going to start dry heaving and everything. It's a physical thing. It's really weird. It's
I don't know, I'm sure.
When I was in jail, that was like the worst experience ever. I didn't eat for 17 days because I knew it was an open pod, and it was like almost all black dudes because it was East St. Louis. Yeah, and they're all yelling at the one guy who's trying to eat while he's detoxing, and he's puking in his tray, and they're getting pissed because they're trying to eat, and they're all, I guess, I don't know, they were getting mad and kind of talking shit to him. And one guy, he's like, man, you can't even talk to him because he don't even know where he's at or what's going on right now, because he was pretty messed up, like really bad. And he said he don't even remember like the first week and a half of being in there. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, that's crazy. I kept giving my trays away, and it was like the first time I ever went without doing drugs, 17 days without eating anything. And it was like my stomach was like eating itself, and I was so weak and shaky, and they're like, you gotta be getting hungry. I'm like, yeah, but I do not want to be that guy. To where I don't want to take no chances of, throwing up all over the table and stuff.
I wouldn't either.
If it was cells, maybe it would have been different, but I hate open bay.
Oh, God. Yeah. I bet you got some stories for sure.
Oh my God, I've been to a lot of jails, and that's like the worst one I think I've ever been in. Maybe because it was so unfamiliar and so far away from home and everything.
Right.
The COs were assholes. Like, they were all black, and they were, I shouldn't be saying that on here, but I mean, they were kind of ignorant. Like, really. Like, I was out of it enough to where I lost my PIN number or something. That's the only way you can call people from there. So I'm constantly trying to bug them about it, and they're going off on me for, continuously asking about it. It's just messed up. And then they OR'd me out of nowhere. I'm like, I heard my name. I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm in Illinois, and I gotta walk at the time I was staying in Sullivan. So it's like...
Man, that's not too far from where I'm from.
What, Sullivan?
It's crazy. Yeah, Paris. I mean, it's not too far.
Oh, Paris, Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay, I was in, I can't remember the name of the town now. It was like St. Clair or St. Charles County Jail. I can't remember the name of the town. Like, Belleville, I think. Is it?
There is Belleville, but I thought Belleville was close to St. Louis.
This is like East St. Louis. Um,
Oh, that's
but
where you were?
yeah, I don't know if it was totally east, like right on the river, but it was pretty close. Like, and I didn't know I was in Illinois. That was the crazy part. So I'm getting arrested and going to jail. Don't recognize none of these cops. Don't recognize where we're at. Don't, you know. And then I get back to the police station. They're like, Illinois, or the state of Illinois, blah, 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 reading me my stuff. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm in Illinois. And they're like, yeah, you didn't know. I'm like, no. I thought I was in Missouri. I don't remember
Crossing the border?
yeah, crossing the river and stuff. But I guess I fell asleep for a minute or something. It sucked. And the other two in the car, the other two in the car didn't get arrested. I was so pissed about that too. But,
you're the only one? Why? Because you had stuff on you?
well, there was a passenger in the front seat, some girl I didn't even know, and I guess she was messing with the driver, which I knew him kind of, but I hadn't hung out with these people for like a month or so. And then I hung out with the girl who was in the backseat with me, but she was getting on my nerves really bad. But we obviously went to St. Louis and we all got some, and then she's like, stuffs a whole bunch of fentanyl in a bag for me and like stashing it in my waistband and stuff, and I got it in there, but then I'm like, man, I could probably get away with this. I'm trying to think how, I already got caught with a few, so I was already getting a possession charge. And I'm sitting in the jail, and they stripped me out again, and I'm like, I was
And
thinking,
then they found it.
yeah, I was thinking, man, I wonder if I could just, because I have got away with stuff like that before. It's just, it all depends on the situation, kind of, and how close they're looking and stuff. But then they pick your clothes up and shake them out and all that stuff, so it's almost like you got to have something planned, kind of. You got to do the whole squat and cough kind of crap, and
Got stashed away better than that, huh?
yeah, and they can give you a way worse felony for bringing it into the jail, like a Class A instead of a Class C or D. I've seen people get it, but since I kind of like, I almost fessed up to it in there because I knew I was probably going to get caught with it. It was kind of too big to hide because he was thoroughly searching, or pretty thorough. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to tell him myself, I guess. I thought it might help. And he acted like it was going to help.
Would have helped.
He's like, I'm going to try my best to get you out of here today. And 2, 3, 4 days go by and nothing happened. I'm like, all right, that's not happening. Because fentanyl is a pretty big deal. Like,
I bet.
And then they brought me, I guess, to the county jail. I don't know. I guess I was in the city jail at first, or some smaller jail. Then they brought me to the county, the St. Clair or St. Charles County, whichever one it was. But it was in Illinois still. It was in.
So how long did you have to be in there?
It was only like 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. I was locked up because it was 17 days is when I didn't eat. So. Yeah, just over 2 weeks, and I still felt like shit when I got out. That was the crazy, because I always thought it was gonna be like a week at the most. They're like, nope, it lasts for about a month. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like the puking and all the physical, real bad stuff stops after like a week or two, but the whole feeling like crap and barely able to walk and function and stuff lasts like almost a month.
Wow.
So I never made it that whole month yet. I mean, I did.
Well, you will. I know you will.
I did once years ago, but I wasn't on it for very long before I went to prison that time. That was like 15, 20 years ago or something. And I don't think it was that potent back then, and I think it's like a totally different thing now. Like, I almost think.
So when you went to Team Challenge, were you doing anything then? Like before? So
I was in jail for almost 2 years before I actually went to Teen Challenge.
So was that before or after the Illinois thing?
Oh, that was before.
Oh, that was before.
Yeah, it was like 2017 or the very beginning of 2018 I got locked up. And I had a crap load of warrants, just like now. And What was it? Oh, I went down the street like to meet somebody to pick up some drugs or something. Hang on, just who is it? Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. Oh my God, my leg is asleep. Moose. You can barely walk. All right. Go, Moose. Go. Hang on. You want to cover your face up? Dude, my leg is asleep like so bad. Ow, 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 ow. I got a kid on here now.
Do